Today's lesson is over 7th grade ratios. And here is the lesson plan. Here's the Common Core standard we'll be using today. Compute unit rates associated with ratios of fractions, including ratios of lengths, areas, and other quantities measured in like or different units. A quick reminder of what a ratio is a ratio can be defined as a quantitative relationship between two amounts showing the number of times one value contains or is contained within the other. A ratio can be written in 3 different ways. The first way a ratio can be written is as a fraction. So it could be, for example, 1 to 2. So it could be 1 over 2. Another way it could be written is with a dot dot. So it could be 1 dot dot 2. And those are shown below on the screen, and those are 2 of the different ways. The third way to write a ratio would be 1 with the letter TO, 2. For a review of ratios, we're going to do a simple ratio problem. And the problem is if there are 10 boys in the class and 13 girls in the class, what is the ratio of boys to girls? We know that since there are 10 boys and 13 girls, you will do 10 dot dot 13, or you could do 10 fraction 13. There are many different ways to write ratios. Another question to add on to that ratio problem is, what is the ratio between the number of girls in the class to the total class size? And to start that, you would do 13, because that's how many girls are in the class, and then you would add 13 plus 10 to get 23. So then you know that the ratio from girls to the total class size is 13 girls to the whole class size of 23. So 13 to 23. Now, a problem that goes with the lesson, with today's Common Core standard, is if Suzanne walks 1/3 a mile in each 1/3 of an hour, compute the unit rate as a complex fraction. A complex fraction can be explained as a fraction where the numerator and denominator of both contain a fraction. And that is what we're going to do with our word problem. So we want to find the complex fraction for how many miles Suzanne walks in how many parts of an hour. So we're going to have the numerator be 1/3, and then we're going to have the denominator be 1/3, and that is how we're going to complete our complex fraction. So it's going to be 1/3 over 1/3, and that is the answer to our complex fraction. The next part of the equation, to add on to that equation, we're going to want to figure out how many miles Suzanne walks in an hour. So we're going to multiply the denominator by 3 to get it as a whole, as 1. So 1/3 times 3. We're also going to do that to the top, because 1/3 times 3 to create. Since what we ever have to do to the numerator, we have to do to the denominator. So we're going to do 1/3 times 3, and then 1/3 times 3, and we find out for every hour, Suzanne walks 1 mile. And that is how we completed the ratio of distance to time. So we know that for every hour, Suzanne walks 1 mile, and for every 1/3 of an hour, Suzanne walks 1/3 of a mile.